Lynn Simmons, aged 25, disappeared on the afternoon of September the 4th, 1940. He was working with a government survey crew in the High Uintas. More than 100 searchers mounted a nearly 2-month-long effort to find Simmons, but failed to locate him. The search received significant news coverage at the time, but the story soon fell out of the spotlight. No physical remains have surfaced in 84 years since Simmons disappeared, leaving one question: what happened to him? Lynn Simmons was born in Payson in 1915. His parents moved to Salt Lake City when he was a boy. Simmons attended East High School, where his father worked as a teacher. He attended Westminster College and played basketball and tennis, and was a sprinter on the track team. Following the summer of 1940, Simmons took a job working with a neighbour who was an engineer with the US Land Office. Working for the Bureau of Land Management, conducting surveys of public lands using tools to measure, mark and map large parcels for federal property. Simmons working as an axeman on the survey crew that was physically arduous job involving and hauling off gear, clearing trees and brush, and construction of stone monuments. On August 5, 1940, the survey crew established a base camp along the Hayden Fork of the Bear River. The location today is alongside Mirror Lake Highway near the turnoff for Gold Hill Road. The survey crew was assigned to measure boundary lines and subdivisions within a square 6 miles long and 6 miles wide centered on the Christmas Meadows area. Lynn Simmons was assisting in the creation of the Public Land Survey System map of 36 square mile parcel in the Uinta Mountains at the time of his disappearance in 1940. In letters wrote to his wife on August 5, 1940, he says, "Boy, this country up here is nothing but cliff and another. I'll be glad to get out of here, and we haven't even started work yet." The terrain in the survey area ranged from about 8,600 to 12,600 feet above sea level, with thick pine forest rising to about 11,000 feet. Lynn Simmons and 3 other members of the survey party visit the summit of Lamont Peak, near the southeastern corner of the survey area, on Wednesday, September the 4th, 1940. According to newspaper reports, a storm descended while the 4 surveyors were on top of the mountain. They began to descend down the north ridge and headed for camp, but Simmons lagged behind. The 3 reportedly made their way to the new Spike camp, which only one of them knew how to locate. Multiple news reports said that the camp was located near the lake head of Boundary Peak. Simmons' fellow surveyors became concerned when he did not arrive back at the camp that evening. The sheriffs of Summit County, Utah, and Uinta County, Wyoming, launched a joint search and rescue mission to locate Lynn Simmons on Thursday, September the 5th, 1940. Inclement weather hampered their initial efforts. Rain turned to snow, dusting the High Uintas with a layer of powder, forcing the searchers to pause their work. David Pallades talks about a weather event happening with Missing411 cases when search crews encounter terrible weather. A promising lead emerged about a week into the search when sheriffs learned of a strange phone call that occurred the morning after Lynn disappeared. An unidentified man called Man's Mirror Lakes Lodge a bit after 9 a.m. and reportedly told the chalet owner, James Mann, he was stranded. At the time, the US Forest Service maintained a network of phone lines linking to guard stations in the Uinta Mountains. A Salt Lake Tribune reported that the tree phone where the unidentified man called from was located in Sheep Camp on the East Fork of the Bear River. This location was roughly northeast of where Simmons was last seen. Search teams focused their efforts along the Forest Service phone line after learning of the call. They followed the phone line east of Dead Man Mountain into the West Fork Blacks Fork drainage area. In this area, searchers located an abandoned sweater with matches and raisins in one of the pockets. As the search stretched into its second week, the Interior Department, the parent agency of the Land Office, deployed 7 of its own investigators. Two of these investigators travelled to Utah from Colorado for the sole purpose of finding Lynn Simmons. That effort was then again hampered by bad weather. Another significant storm arrived and the search entered week 3, forcing the Uinta and Summit County sheriffs to abandon the mission. However, the Interior Department investigators were not willing to give up. They returned to the High Uintas in mid-October, 5 weeks after Simmons disappeared. They assumed Simmons was deceased but intended to keep searching for his body. On October 17, 1940, the US Interior Secretary Harold Lakes sent Rita Simmons a letter on the date expressing his regrets. "You have my deepest sympathy and I hope you will find comfort in the fact that Mr. Simmons lost his life in the service of the government." If you're familiar with David Pallady's Missing411 work, the first 2 profile points are things that happen to all missing persons. One of these profile points is the person becomes separated from the rest of the group. Another profile point is a significant weather event hampering search teams. Other profile points are time of disappearance near water, missing clothing, an unknown cause of death, and geographical clustering. The Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, located near Ballard, gained a lot of attention due to all the alleged paranormal activity and is named after the Navajo legends of the Skinwalkers. These malevolent witches can shapeshift into any kind of animal. In Navajo culture, Skinwalkers are believed to be malevolent and can shapeshift into coyotes, wolves, or other creatures to cause harm to their victims. Navajo people are said to be cautious about discussing skinwalkers with outsiders, fearing their potential harm. In Navajo culture, skinwalkers are often to blame when things go wrong, such as illness, misfortune, or unexplained deaths. If any human being looks into a skinwalker's eyes, the skinwalker can control their mind and absorb their body and can magically steal their skin for their own. Many people believe there's a direct link between skinwalkers and Missing411 cases. The cursed native land reference in Utah often refers to the Skinwalker Ranch, a property known for alleged paranormal and UFO-related activity and the surrounding Navajo and Ute legends of skinwalkers. The Navajo were more aggressive people. They took slaves, they had Ute slaves, and according to local legend, a territorial dispute led Navajo to curse the land and unleash skinwalkers there. In August 2024, a 64-year-old man named Howard Stone went missing near Little Wild Horse Canyon in Goblin Valley State Park. His vehicle was found parked at Little Wild Horse Canyon trailhead. He was last seen on Saturday, August 10th, and his son reported him missing the following morning. Search and rescue crews, including those from the Emery County Sheriff's Office and the Utah Department for Public Safety, conducted searches of the canyons and surrounding areas, but he was not found. His family's described him as an avid hiker and someone who was always looking for adventure and very experienced with the outdoors. At the time of his disappearance, there was reports of rain and minor flash flooding in the area. Also, a group of hikers reported that they may have seen him on the trail and had a brief conversation. Howard Stone remains missing today. Utah is home to a variety of legends, including the Bear Lake Monster, Skinwalkers, and the White Lady of Spring Canyon. Other notable legends include the Utah Lake Monster, the Voodoo Caves, and stories of Bigfoot, lost gold mines, and Indian maidens also contribute to mystique of the Utah's folklore. People vanish in national parks due to a variety of factors, including natural hazards, human error, and sometimes even suicide. But what if there was something else that's causing them to disappear? Something unknown and mysterious. If you've ever heard the statement, people don't just vanish, it's a common expression used to emphasize that the disappearance is strange. In logic, the phrase suggests that people don't just simply disappear into thin air without any cause or any explanation.